Okay, um, just a quick video, hopefully. Normally I talk too long. I already did. Um, this is on one of my older systems, just to show people that a system is a system. When it comes to opening your computer in the morning, what you want to be mindful of is two things: the general direction and the current direction. Get your general direction by zooming out. You see your general direction is still in the upward trend. You can see this green band over here, which shows you this is still above equalizer, and the direction of the equalizer is also pointing upwards. And the general consensus of all these ups and downs have gone from there to there, which is generally still going up. So from there on, you start rolling out and rolling open. And once again, you're not trading Forex over 2 or 3 hours or whatever the case might be. You're trading, in this instance, the SA40, which means that you are just going to be mindful of how quickly movement takes place and what your other targets are. So the current direction is a downward trend, but it's against color, so it's probably just regrouping. If it goes below the equalizer, then I will say there's been a direction change, a general direction change. Until then, it is what it is. It could go down to T2, T5, it could go down to the equalizers, it could go in between to hit over there, one never knows. But here's the rules. The rule that we've got also says know where your target lines are. And for this one, it's very important to know that it has put T2, T5, T3, T4 below it. At some point it's going to need to go and fetch it. What it's been doing with T3, T4 for a while, since it's put it below there, well, a while, it's a relative term, since 5 o'clock on Wednesday evening, is that it's been dragging it up. Then it went dormant. That's probably the time that it closed, that the market, that it was busy and closed, and opened again. You can see how it grew, and then it just sort of retracted and went down, looking for new and fresh target. So the rule that we've got is we're looking for bands to ambush. You'll hear this word coming up in the future. That band will be from there to there, because there's nothing really there that scares you. If you look at that band then and you compare it to there, there's nothing really to scare you there. So if it breaks below that, don't wait for this. Just make sure that it, on the lower time frames, that it's building up here. That is a safe area to go for before it turns and continues on its way up. Because if it goes down all the way there, it doesn't mean that it's going to go through. It's just maybe just looking for some support. Everybody needs a bit of support every now and then. If it starts going up again, you would say to yourself, when it starts going above T1, T0, that is where I'm going to start looking again. So let's see where T5 is for this one. Ah, there you go, T2, T5, which is that point in time right on top of each other. They become one line again. That is T1, the hour. So that range will start again somewhere around there. Probably by the time this thing starts pulling up, it's more going to be like over here. But put your line there, because it's a line that's going to remind you where you came from. Remember that this is now a very strong support coming from one of the higher time frames, because yesterday it was a resistance, and as the lower time frames was breaking through it, in the upwards trend, it didn't change in color like it would like these lines would normally, and that suggests to you that that is a very strong higher up, the boss of the boss of the boss, um, resistance at that time, which is now turned into an overall support for everybody. That's why when this price went below it and closed, and went below, this one went below it and closed, it didn't change color, because it's got nothing to do with them except how it influences them. In terms of them changing it, it had to be changed by a higher guy. Okay, so planning into this area, that's the area where you're going to ambush, because the enemy won't see you coming. From here upwards, when the trend and the direction changes again, that's where you'll find an ambush area again. Just to quickly bring in some other time frames, there's a 2 hour. What I want you to notice over here is that even though the lower time frames are in a short direction, with the alignment of F1, F2, M8, M38 being there, look at the 2 hour. It's not convinced yet. Now this is a time frame over 2 hours, and it's not convinced that the general direction has changed, which leaves you, and also the color, which leaves you to think that it's going to jump back to where it was going from. There's the 4 hour, the same over there. So since the market closed last night and opened again, these time frames weren't convinced that the general direction was over. Bring the daily into it as well. The daily is still very strongly convinced that it's on the up and up. Weekly might not look like it's been doing a lot, but look at that direction, it's still strong, very very strong. It hasn't dwindled at all. Okay, so that is the 7-minute short version explained on where to ambush.